Okay guys, we are reviewing for your test tomorrow. We are going to be reviewing substitution and elimination. So with substitution, we are going to substitute or replace one value with another value. So what you're looking for most of the time is either a y equals equation or an x equals equation. Then you can plug in the values and solve. So right now we have two letters in our equation. When we have two letters in an equation, we cannot solve, and we need to figure out what our x and our y values are. So we are going to use substitution elimination to help us solve and get all the letters the same. So my second equation, I know that y is equal to -2. So I plug my value of -2 into the opposite equation where my y is. So we have 3x minus 7. Since my 7 and my y are getting multiplied, I'm going to take out my y and replace it like that. Now I only have one letter in this equation, so it'll be a lot easier to solve. So we have 3x, now these guys get multiplied, so we get 14 equals -7. Keep solving for x, minus 14 on each side, and 3x equals -21. Okay, so now we are going to solve for x, so we're going to divide each side by 3, and x is equal to -7. So now we're going to write our answer. We have our x value, and then the y value is already solved for you, so your answer is -2. So this is the solution to the system. We use substitution. Okay, so number 2, this problem, we are going to substitute. We have a y equals, so we're going to take this value and plug it into the opposite equation where y is. So we have 5x plus 6. When you substitute, you always use parentheses. I have to take out my y, so it should not be in my equation, in the bottom equation anymore. Instead, it's what y equals, which was -7x minus 11, and that equals 8. So in order to get the x's together and by themselves, I need to distribute this 6 to start. So we have 5x, 6 times -7x is -42x, and 6 times -11 is -66. Combine our like terms, so 5 minus 42x is -37x, minus 66 equals 8. Now I have to add 66 on each side to get my variable by itself. -37x equals 70. Sorry, was not prepared. 8 and 66 is 74. Then we divide each side by -37, and x is equal to -2. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to write our answer as our ordered pair. We have our x value, which is -2, and then for our y value, we don't have a y with just the number like we did on the first problem, so we have to solve. So on the top equation, I'm going to take my value of x and plug it in where my x is. So we have to substitute. So y equals -7 times -2 minus 11. Y is equal to 14 minus 11, and 14 minus 11 is 3. So my x value is -2, and my y value is 3. So that's the solution to my system. Okay, number 3. This time it says x equals, but I already have the variable by itself, so in the opposite equation, I'm going to take out x and replace it with what x equals, which is 5y. So I have -6y plus 6 times 5y equals 0. Again, you have to distribute, but since it's just one term, we're just multiplying. So we have -6y plus 30y equals 0. Well, -6y plus 30y is going to give us 24y is equal to 0. Then we have to get the variable by itself, so we're going to divide each side by 24, and y is equal to 0. So now we need to figure out our x value because we know half of our answer, which is our y value. So we're going to take our y value and plug it back in. I'm going to use the top equation because it's a lot smaller. So I'm going to take out my y and replace it with what y equals, which is 0. Well, 5 times 0 is 0, so my answer is 0 0. Okay, number 4. I have the top equation with y equals, so I'm going to take this y value and we're going to plug it into the opposite equation where my y is. So we have 3x plus, then we're going to write everything that y was equal to. I love parentheses, but you don't have to use them here. The reason why is because it's just a plain y with a plus in the front. So I don't really distribute the plus. I mean, you could, but it's not going to change anything. So this really is 3x minus 8 plus 4x equals negative 1. Just be careful because sometimes you do have to distribute just like number 2. Okay, now we solve. If I've got 3 x's and I combine them with 4 x's, now we have 7x minus 8 equals negative 1. We have to get our variable alone, so we're going to add 8 to each side and get 7. Now we have to divide each side by 7 heavens, and x is equal to 1. So for our answer, our x value is 1, and we need to figure out what our y value is. So we're going to plug in our x value into either equation. I'm going to pick the top. Okay, so instead of x next to my 4, I'm replacing it with 1. I'm substituting in my value. So y equals negative 8 plus 4. Well, negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. So my y value is negative 4 and my x value is 1. And that is the solution to my system. Okay, one more of substitution. Okay, so this guy, remember at the very beginning, we need to get just an x by itself or just a y by itself. This guy does not have an x by itself or a y by itself. They're just like two equations all smushed together. However, I could get one of these by itself. So notice I have a 3 in front of my y and a 2 in front of my x and a 6 in front of my y. But this x is all alone. So because he's all alone, he'll be really easy to solve for. So I'm going to move this 3y to the opposite side by doing the opposite. So we're going to start by subtracting 3y on each side. X is equal to negative 1 minus 3y. Then we substitute this value back into our second equation. So we have negative 2, you have to use parentheses here, negative 1 minus 3y, so I'm just taking out this x and replacing it with what x is, finishing off the equation with exactly what is written. Okay, now we solve for y. So we have to distribute this negative 2 to everything inside of the parentheses. Negative 2 times negative 1 is 2, and negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6, and then you put the y on after. I still have the rest of the stuff for my equation that wasn't involved in the distribution. Now we have to get the y's by itself. Well, we're going to combine some like terms. I have 6y's and I take 6y's away. That makes them 0. We don't want to write 0y because that will mess us up, so we just cross them off. So now I've got 2 equals 0. 2 does not equal 0, so this is a no solution. That means if I were to grasp these two lines, they would never touch. But all the rest of them, since they have an ordered pair, they all cross one spot, and this gives you one ordered pair. If the line is exactly the same, then you would get something like 0 equals 0. 0 does equal 0, and that would be an infinite solution. So these are the 3 types of solution. Most of the ones for today were ordered pairs. Okay, if you have questions on substitution, let your teacher know.